Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Toole. Happy Wednesday. It's Career Cruising Day, and this is the last Career Cruising before we have parent-teacher conferences next week. So I kind of wanted to take the time to tell you what we're doing with parent-teacher conferences. So next week, when your parents come to conferences, you need to attend as well because you are going to show your classes that you have selected for next year. You're going to show those to your parents, and then your parents will be talking with your SSR teacher and you about those classes. And ultimately, they are going to sign off saying that they give permission for you to take these classes. So we are finalizing this today so that we can do that. A second thing is for everyone, please make sure that your parents have selected a parent-teacher conference. We will resend that Sign Up Genius link here in just a little bit. And I also will get copies of who has signed up to your teachers. So if your parents have not signed up, please give them a call, have them sign up, get that appointment made, and we'll be ready for next week. Okay, so today what I need you to do is log in to Career Cruising, click on My Plan so that you then should see your course planner, and hopefully you have selected your classes for next year. This is the screen that I'm able to see for my own daughter, Tatum. She gave me permission to show her screen. You can see over here, you should have your classes, like your freshman year classes with grades. If you're a sophomore or junior, you should see your those classes from sophomore year and the grades, junior year, and so on. The required classes are in pink. So one thing to note is, like, for instance, biology or chemistry. You have to have a science credit sophomore year. So if I click on this, this is what it shows up. So Tatum has selected biology, all right? So biology is in blue, and for some reason, I cannot seem to get these two separated in Career Cruising. And so let's say she has to take biology. That's a sophomore credit. If she thinks she might want to double up and take chemistry, she's going to have to add that as an alternate. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. For right now, this shows what is selected. So she has selected biology, all right, that's planned, that's why it's in yellow. And the prerequisite was physical science, which she is earning credit for that, or has already earned credit for that class, okay? So the big thing to know to get this to work well is you have to add up your classes and make sure that you have the 10 credits. So you have 10 planned classes. Why is that? Because you have 5 credits in the fall, 5 credits in the spring. Okay, so we have set up Career Cruising to accept 10 total credits or 10 classes and 2 alternates, because just in case a class fills up, then you are going to have to give us some alternates. So if we look at, for instance, 3D art, it shows also these blue bubbles. Those are just little notes to you. So this is going to show that, yes, a $20 art fee will be assessed at enrollment. For biology or chemistry, it says this is a required class for sophomores. That's the biology. Same for English, that's a graduation requirement. The CNA is for college credit. So if you see a blue circle with an exclamation point, it's just giving you more information. It's nothing to really be worried about. If it's red, then you do have something you have to fix, okay? So maybe you've selected a class that is not the appropriate grade level, or you don't have the right prerequisite. Something to know is that down here in the alternates, okay, I'm going to show you how we can change something. So she has listed an alternate is this Genius Hour. So let's say she wants to go in, and just for example, what this would be is a new class that we wanted to try to offer where you would be picking your topic and then doing a project on that topic. So you'd be directed for that. Let's say she wants to delete that. All she has to do is delete it. Pretty easy, it takes it away. But there is still an alternate here. So she has to fill that up, or we can't submit it. And the goal today is to submit your classes, okay? To basically you finalize them, then your parents will get to see them next week. So if I try to click submit right now, it's going to show me this error message. It says you could not submit your courses for the following reasons. One additional alternate course or credit must still be selected. So you have to fill up the blanks, okay? So let's go back here. And I know in talking to her that she's very interested in doing the science, so more chemistry. So I'm going to go under discipline and I'm going to go to science and I'm going to find chemistry, okay? She could add that as an alternate and it's going to show the course code down here. And if you hover over it, it'll show the name, which is Chem 1. If I hover over the alternates, it shows the name. It's not going to show the name unless you hover, okay? So I think that's how they just show the difference between your top 10 choices and your alternates. It'll actually say here alternate and then the second alternate. Now, if we want to submit, we're going to hit submit here in just a little bit. A couple of other things to show you just so that you are fully aware. We are going to try to offer some FACS classes next year by either myself or hopefully another teacher if we get approval for that. But we are going to offer some FACS classes. FACS are family and consumer science. So if you haven't heard of this before, this is what is called home ec when I was in high school. So that was quite a while ago. It's now family and consumer science. These two classes, human growth and development and family studies, they are half a credit apiece. So that would be a 9 weeks of human growth and development, the second 9 weeks family studies, and you would enroll in those together. It actually will automatically enroll you in both if you pick one or the other. Same for culinary essentials and nutrition and wellness. Those classes would be a 9 weeks of culinary essentials and a 9 weeks of nutrition and wellness. So just a little info about those. We are trying to offer some new classes, so please make sure that you fully go through the entire enrollment guide and also just play around in career cruising. You really cannot mess this up, I promise you, okay? And anything that you choose, if later you decide to change it, we can change it. It will be fine. Like I said at the very beginning, we're doing this so that we can get numbers and know how many people are interested. For example, if I'm teaching culinary essentials and nutrition and wellness and nobody chooses to take those classes, we would not put them on the master schedule. So we need to make sure we are offering the classes and the number of sections that we need to fit our student body. And so that is why we're using Career Cruising, and we're not doing it on paper. So once you have your 10 classes selected and you can actually add them up in your head, you can say, okay, there's 1 credit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These two go together, so 6.5, 7. There's 8 for CNA. And then we have 9 is culinary essentials, nutrition and wellness, and 10 is photo imaging, AV production. There are the 10 classes to fill a schedule plus 2 alternates. Then you can hit submit. Once you hit submit, you should hopefully get this screen. It says, congratulations, you have successfully selected courses for next year. By submitting your selections, you agree to the following. I have reviewed my course selection with a parent or guardian. You're actually going to do that next week, so don't worry about that yet. I understand that when I select submit, my courses cannot be changed. If there's a severe error, we'll be able to change it next week, no problem. I will print my selections and have a parent or guardian sign the authorization form. I don't want you to do that yet. Here's why. I'm going to hit submit and I'll show you what you will see. This is what will pop up. Your course request sign off sheet. It actually says, please return the signed sheet to the office. You're working on Chromebooks. We're not going to have you try to print. We will print these for all the teachers and get them to your SSR teacher before next week. Then you'll sit down and go over this with your parents next week. They'll get to see your course request. This shows some different things, like number 1 means a graduation requirement, number 2 is a required class for sophomores, and number 3 is that there's an art fee, because we want to make sure parents are aware of that. Number 4, that there are college credit fees for CNA. And then it shows the alternates with an X. So we'll show this next week. Like I said, we will get these printed for you. You don't have to worry about printing it. Then your parent and guardian will sign it, you'll sign it, and your SSR teacher will sign it at conferences next week. So it should be fun. We're going to have a good time and get to see everyone next week at conferences. Please make sure that your parents have signed up for a conference so that we can take care of enrollment for next year. And if there's any questions or problems, teachers just make note of them. We'll fix them as best as possible before next week. And one last note for our seniors at conferences, we still want you to attend with your parent. We are going to have a graduation checklist that Mrs. Hatfield is putting together. You'll go over that with your SSR teacher and parent and make sure that everything is ready to go. So I will see you all soon, and I hope you have an awesome Wednesday.